The galaxy had always been a place of unexpected wonders, but no one could have predicted that a light-hearted prank among the elite of the Andoria system would spiral into a series of events that changed the lives of an entire species. The Andorian royal court was renowned for its rigid traditions and careful planning. Every member knew their place, every alliance was calculated, and every ceremony had a history stretching back thousands of years. Yet even in such a controlled environment, mischief found a way to bloom. It began with the youngest princes, a group notorious for their love of elaborate jokes and daring stunts. They had grown tired of formal ceremonies and careful negotiations, and in a moment of irrepressible humor, they devised what they thought would be the ultimate jest. They would present the human delegate, a young man named Eli, with the royal Princess Lyra, claiming he had been chosen as her consort. It was meant to be harmless, an absurd story that would last only until the next council session. Eli had arrived at the Andorian capital as an ambassador for Earth, a planet still considered a minor power by most galactic civilizations. Humanity had proven its ingenuity and resilience, yet many saw humans as unpredictable, even amusing. Eli was young, with a quiet determination that often surprised those who dismissed him as inexperienced. He had been briefed on the importance of diplomacy and the need to maintain a careful balance between curiosity and caution, but no preparation could have readied him for what awaited in the grand ceremonial hall. When he was escorted to the throne room, he found the entire court assembled. The Princess Lyra stood poised with a calm elegance, her gaze steady and assessing. Eli's instructions had been simple: observe, respond politely, and follow protocol. What he did not expect was the sudden proclamation by the youngest prince, who declared with exaggerated gravity that Eli had been chosen as Lyra's mate. The court erupted in laughter, except for the queen, whose eyes narrowed, though it was difficult to determine whether she was annoyed or merely intrigued. Lyra did not laugh. Instead, she looked at Eli, studying his expression, and something flickered in her gaze, curiosity perhaps, or recognition of a spark she had never seen in anyone outside her court. The prank, meant for a moment of amusement, planted a seed of tension that neither the princes nor Eli could have foreseen. At first, Eli refused to acknowledge the claim. He understood the prank, the absurdity of the notion, and he tried to insist that the princess was not his to claim. Yet the court had taken the announcement seriously, and whispers began to circulate. Advisors debated the legitimacy of the proclamation, and in the chaos of misunderstanding, Lyra herself made a decision that would astonish everyone. She spoke quietly, but with unmistakable authority. "If this is to be a union," she said, "then it will be by choice, not jest." Her words were simple, yet they carried a weight that silenced the room. In that moment, Eli understood that Lyra was no ordinary princess. She was a being who valued agency, who refused to be manipulated, and who saw the potential for something genuine in even the most absurd circumstances. Over the following months, Eli and Lyra began to meet under carefully supervised circumstances. What started as formal, awkward conversations gradually became exchanges of ideas and laughter. Eli marveled at the intelligence and wisdom of the princess, who was not content with ceremonial life. She asked questions about Earth, about humanity's resilience, about the way humans faced impossible odds. Eli, in turn, learned about the intricacies of Andorian culture, the pressures of royal duty, and the subtle ways in which power could shape a life. The court watched in astonishment as the relationship developed. What had begun as a prank transformed into a genuine bond. Lyra demonstrated remarkable decisiveness in her choices, insisting that her future would be her own, regardless of tradition or expectation. She challenged Eli intellectually and morally, pushing him to articulate his values and to act with integrity even in the face of uncertainty. Humans were often underestimated, she noted, but their strength lay in adaptability and a refusal to submit to rigid rules. The turning point came during a crisis that threatened the capital. A rogue faction of mercenaries had infiltrated the city, seeking to destabilize the throne and claim Andoria's resources for themselves. The court was thrown into panic, and security protocols faltered under the unexpected attack. Eli, despite being a diplomat rather than a soldier, acted decisively. Drawing on his knowledge of strategy and his willingness to take calculated risks, he coordinated with both human security teams and Andorian guards to neutralize the threat. Lyra observed his actions with growing admiration. It was not brute force that defined heroism, she realized, but the ability to make precise decisions in moments of chaos, to inspire others, and to act with clarity and purpose. Eli had done all this without hesitation, demonstrating a courage that resonated deeply with her own values. The princess's respect for him shifted from cautious acknowledgement to genuine trust. After the crisis, the court convened to discuss the aftermath. Many argued that the incident validated the original prank in unexpected ways, showing that humans could rise to challenges in ways even the most advanced Andorians might not anticipate. Lyra, however, spoke with unambiguous clarity. "He is not a choice made lightly," she said. "Nor is this a joke. Our decisions shape more than ourselves. I choose this path because it aligns with what I know to be true, not because of games or whimsy." The months that followed were marked by careful deliberation and preparation. Eli and Lyra learned to navigate the complexities of a cross-species union. They studied each other's cultures, shared experiences, and addressed the concerns of both human and Andorian advisors. The relationship matured naturally, grounded in respect, shared goals, and mutual admiration. It became evident to all that the union was no longer a jest, no longer a spectacle, but a deliberate choice forged by understanding and deliberate intention. Eventually, Lyra made another monumental decision. She chose to become a mother, not because of expectation or pressure, but because she recognized in Eli a partner capable of collaboration, empathy, and unwavering support. Her decision was revolutionary in the context of Andorian tradition, which often dictated the timing and manner of such choices. By acting independently, she sent a message that even the most rigid societies could evolve when individuals embraced agency and responsibility. The arrival of their child marked a moment of profound transformation. The princess, now a mother, displayed the same decisiveness and grace that had defined her previous actions. Eli embraced his role with humility and determination, understanding that parenting across species would require patience, learning, and adaptability. Together, they forged a new model of family, one built on mutual respect, shared values, and the recognition that courage and compassion could transcend biology and tradition. The court, initially skeptical, began to see the benefits of the union. Human ingenuity combined with Andorian wisdom produced solutions to long-standing problems, inspired reforms in governance, and fostered a deeper understanding between the species. The child, a symbol of choice and unity, embodied the potential of collaboration and highlighted the extraordinary capacities of humans when paired with vision and integrity. Years later, the tale of the prank that had sparked it all became a story of legend. Scholars debated its origins, diplomats recounted its consequences, and storytellers wove narratives that celebrated the courage and ingenuity of both humans and Andorians. The prank, once a moment of levity, had inadvertently catalyzed a transformation that reshaped alliances, inspired admiration across the galaxy, and underscored the unique qualities that made humans remarkable. Eli often reflected on the journey, with a sense of awe. He had come to Andoria as a representative of a minor power, a young man with little more than determination and adaptability. Yet he had witnessed firsthand the extraordinary potential of human qualities when applied with integrity, empathy, and courage. Lyra, the princess who had first assessed him with calm curiosity, became a partner, a collaborator, and a mother who demonstrated that decisive choice could change lives and societies. In private moments, Lyra would speak of the initial prank with a gentle laugh, acknowledging that even in a world filled with elaborate strategy and careful planning, unpredictability could reveal deeper truths. She had seen beyond appearances, beyond games and ceremonies, and recognized the extraordinary in what others considered ordinary. The human beside her had proven that heroism, wisdom, and love could emerge in unexpected places, even from the most unlikely beginnings. Their story became a beacon for those who believed in the power of choice, the strength of humanity, and the potential for collaboration across species. It was a testament to the fact that even the lightest jest, if met with courage and intelligence, could unfold into something monumental, shaping destinies and inspiring generations to come. In the end, the prank that gave a princess to a human became a story not of mischief but of deliberate choice, courage, and the extraordinary impact of humans in a vast and wondrous galaxy. Lyra and Eli, bound by respect, love, and shared vision, continued to forge a legacy that would endure for centuries, demonstrating that even in the most rigid societies, a single act of humor could blossom into the